Okay, so we're going to start today from a kneeling position at the back of your mat. So come down onto your knees and then sit down onto your heels. If this is a little bit uncomfortable, you can take a pillow and put that in between your thighs and your calves and just have a little sit down. So we're going to start right away, lifting the arms above the head towards the sky, keeping the shoulder blades pulling down. And we're going to bring our awareness into our bodies. So see if you can feel the weight of your body on your shins, feel where your feet meet the mat, meet the ground, maybe even your toes. And then see if you can pull up your belly button a little bit, not to suck it in, but just to lift your spine along so that your pelvis and your spine and your chest is all in line, nothing sticking out or pulling in, just a long straight line. Feeling the sides of your body lift up, running all the way up, across your hips, across your chest, across those shoulder blades and up towards your hands, reaching for the sky. You can close your eyes for a second if you want to, just to deepen that awareness. See if you can feel all the way from your toes to your fingertips and feel what's happening in your body. It's a little bit easier to feel when we're using the body, so we're reaching up like this to bring the awareness straight in to your sensations. And while you're here, start to take some deep breaths through the nose or the mouth, whatever comes naturally right now. Feeling how you expand and rise as you inhale, and how you relax and sink deeper into the position as you exhale. Already start to let go of tension. Even if you can start to feel a little bit of heat building in your arms and your shoulders. Deep breaths. Take one more deep breath. And then as you exhale, start to wriggle your fingers, moving backwards and forwards across your hand for your fingers. So a little finger all the way up to your thumb, one at a time, rolling them in. Starting this wave motion in your hands. And then take that into your palms, into your wrists, circle your wrists at the same time as moving those fingers. And then we're going to exhale, keep moving the hands, drop the elbows down, so drop your arms down. Let go of moving those hands and start to roll your shoulders, so reaching them up and back forwards. Inhale as you reach them up. Exhale as you drop them back. Let's join the elbows in, so hands to the shoulders, lift the elbows up and back. Exhale. Inhale, reach forwards. Exhale, reach them back one more time. Exhale, let's bring the full arm in, reaching the arms forwards, up, open out, opening your chest. Two more of these, inhale. Exhale, open out. Still feel your toes on the mat last time, inhale. Exhale, open out, good. Alright, reach those arms forwards, come up onto your hands and your knees and then reach your hands even further forwards. Inhale, moving into puppy pose. Exhale, let the chest sink through those shoulder blades. Taking a few breaths here. Every time you exhale, sink down deeper. Filling the chest with air as you inhale. Sinking down as you exhale, feeling those toes on the mat, the fingertips on the mat. One last time. Exhale, sink as deep as you can. Alright, come back up onto your hands and knees. Bring your hands underneath those shoulder blades. Make sure the knees are underneath the hips. We're going to take cat-cow, but in a circular motion today. So let's take the body off to one side. Let's go with left. And then inhale. As you press on up, back to center. Take it to the other side. And exhale as you drop the belly down, chest comes up, tailbone comes up as you reach back to center. So taking this motion, going to the side, pressing up, going off to the other side, dropping down, stretching the chest away from the hips. You can take any speed that you want. And you can inhale and exhale at any point that you want, but moving with that breath. Pressing down into the palms, feeling the toes and the knees where they connect. Alright, take it into the other direction, other circular motion. Really moving through all planes of movement. Releasing tension out of your body. And feeling good. Alright, back to center, inhale. Exhale, settle into your neutral position. We're going to thread the needle with an extended leg. So let's reach out the right leg to the side. Plant the foot down. So see if you can plant the sole of that foot down. Same arm as leg lifts up. Twist to the sky. Inhale. Exhale, thread this hand through the space between your other hand and your knee. Drawing your shoulder blade down if you can. Don't worry if you can't. It's just for the stretch and the feeling in your body. So take it as deep as you need to. You can even release the supporting arm. Take it around your back towards your opposite thigh. Reaching that head away from the hips where it meets the ground. One deep breath. Exhale, unwind. Reach back up towards the sky. Exhale, pull that hand back down, bring the knee back in, repeat on the other side. So left leg out, plant that foot, left hand up to the sky, inhale, reach up as high as you can. Exhale, draw the hand through the space, threading that needle, planting down if you can, if that's what feels good today. Reaching up maybe and binding the opposite arm around the back. Deep breaths, head reaching away from the hips, long spine. One last deep breath, inhale. Exhale, twist a little deeper, look up to the sky. And let's unwind. Reach back up to the sky with the arm. Exhale, plant the hand down, bring that knee back on in. Make sure that you're all square, hands under the shoulders, knees into those hips, tuck the toes. We're moving to down dog, so press down to those heels, lift the hips up high, keep the knees bent just for now. As you press those palms down, trying to ground those heels down, shoulder blades reaching along the spine. Deep breath. One more deep breath. Feel the inhale filling your body. And exhale, sink as deep into the pose as you can. Alright, looking forwards, walk towards the front of your mat. Until your toes reach your wrists and you can release the weight out of those arms, lengthen your spine, come all the way up to standing, and we're going to move straight into a sun salutation A. So draw those feet together, press your big toes together and the base of those big toes, but you can leave the heels a little bit further apart. We're going to inhale, reach hand up, reach high, the palms can come together. Exhale, fold over those legs, you can bend them if you need to. Working for you as always. Inhale, half lift, lengthen your spine, lengthen your legs. Exhale, plant your hands, step back to high plank. We're going to lower down, elbows close, chaturanga dandasana, and inhale, reach on up, lift the hips off the mat, upwards facing dog, and then press into those palms, press back to your downwards facing dog. You can lengthen your knees now if that feels good. One deep breath. Exhale. Inhale, looking forwards, walk or step to the front of your mat, but bring your big toes together again this time. Inhale, half lift, lengthen your spine. Exhale, fold on over, let go of your head. Inhale, lengthen up. Reach back up towards the sky, palms coming together. Exhale, hands into prayer, mountain pose. Let's do that one more time to keep the heat flowing. Lift on up. Inhale. Exhale, fold on over, gliding down. Once you reach the bottom, half lift. Inhale. Fill your chest with air. Exhale, plant those hands down. Press the fingertips down. Step it back, high plank. Lower the pelvis into line, then bend those elbows. Inhale, upwards facing dog. Reach the chest to the sky. Exhale, rock it back. Downwards facing dog. Hips long away from the head. Inhale. Exhale. And inhale, looking forward. Walk or step to the front of your mat. Big toes together, half lift. Spine long, fingertips to the ground or hands to the shins. Exhale, fold on over. Inhale, lift it up. Reach high into the sky. Palms together. Exhale, hands to prayer position. Mountain pose. Take a breath. And we're going to straight away keep it moving, so squeeze those legs together, bend your knees, scoop in your belly button, sweep those fingertips along the mat, spread out your toes and then reach the body up. Keep squeezing those legs together into chair pose. Inhale, exhale, sink a little deeper, weight into the heels. Alright, inhale, exhale, fold over those legs. Deep breath. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, plant the hands, step it back, high plank. Bring that pelvis into line, bend the elbows. Inhale, upwards facing dog. Exhale, downwards facing dog. Let's lift the left leg up towards the sky. Inhale, exhale, draw the knee into the chest, one-legged plank. Plant the foot in between the hands if you can, shuffle it further forward, then the knee, drop the back heel down, lift on up with the arms, warrior one, reaching up with that body. Alright, tuck the back toes underneath again, sweep the arms forward, belly coming down towards the thigh, reach on up with the arms and then open them behind the back, releasing the chest. We'll do that 3 more times. Inhale as you reach. Exhale as you release. Inhale. Exhale, slow, full movements. Spread out the toes. Reach it back. Last time. Inhale. Exhale, reach it back. Tuck that back heel back down. Lift on up with the arms, warrior one. And then open out the hips, open out the arms, lift up the pelvis, warrior two. We're going to reach it back, reverse warrior. Arm down the lengthened back leg. Inhale, come back up, lengthen the front leg. Exhale, move down towards triangle pose, reaching down towards the shin, the ankle. Both legs lifting long, knees lifted. We're only staying here for a moment just to find the position because we're going to use it like a flow to come back to reverse warrior. And we'll do that 2 more times. Lifting up both legs, reaching forwards towards the leg. Sideways and over. Reach it back, bend the front knee, reverse warrior. Exhale, triangle pose. One last time, reach it back, inhale. Bend that front knee deep. Exhale, triangle pose. Good, good flow in the body and the spine. Lift back up straight. Shuffle around so that your hips are facing forwards to your mat. Both feet are planted and they're hip distance apart. Left hand on left hip, so front arm on front hip. Lift up with the other arm, inhale. Exhale, reach as far forward as you can and then twist into twisted triangle so that your arm is on the outside of the front leg, shin, ankle, or beside the front foot, twisting and opening the other way across your body. You can always keep your hand on your hip and focus on twisting and reaching the head away from the hips. or you can lift the hand up to the sky, lift up the knees, keep breathing. One more deep breath. Exhale, hand back onto the hip. Keeping into your twist, bend the front knee, tuck the back toes underneath and shuffle that back leg further back, reach the body up. And then the left hand reaches around the body towards the back right thigh, reaching up with the other hand towards the sky, twisted warrior. Deep breath. So you're reaching as high up as you can with this top arm, this right arm, and just focusing on twisting the torsion in the spine. Spread out the toes, one more deep breath. Exhale, untwist, face back towards the front, tuck the back heel down, clasp the hands behind the back and then lift the chest towards the sky. Inhale, you can stay here for a few breaths, or you can move into humble warrior, body reaching down on the inside of that front leg, arms reaching up overhead towards the ground. A few breaths here. Again, spread out those toes, feel the fingertips, remember to ground yourself as you lengthen, as you flow. Always using the breath as home base. After your last exhale, inhale, reach back on up, palms coming together, warrior one. Exhale, plant the hands down either side of the front foot, step it back to high plank, and we'll repeat all that on the other side. So Chaturanga Dandasana, lower down. Inhale, upwards facing dog, keep it moving a little bit faster today. Exhale, reach it back. Inhale, right leg towards the sky this time. Exhale, one-legged plank, bring the knee in towards the chest, weight over the arms. Plant the foot in between the hands or shuffle it further forward. Then the knee, drop the back heel down, lift on up. Warrior one, reach for the sky. Open out the chest, keep those hips facing forwards. Tuck the back toes underneath. And we're going to do those arm pulses, so reaching forwards as you inhale. Exhale as you release down the back. Inhale. Exhale, release. Two more. Inhale. Exhale, release. Last one. Come low towards that thigh. Exhale, release. Good. Alright, back heels planted back down. Warrior one, arms up high. Exhale, open out the hips towards the long edge of your mat, arms reaching. Warrior two, let's reverse it, reaching back along the back lengthened leg. Inhale. And we're taking that triangle flow movement. So lengthen up the front knee, reach sideways and over. Triangle as you exhale. Inhale. Reverse warrior. Keep it moving. Don't worry if you're behind or ahead. Just keep flowing with your breath. Trying to deepen it. Exhale. Back forwards. One last time. Warrior two. Reach it back. Lengthen up. Reach it over. Come back up straight. Shuffle. Hips towards the front of your mat. Feet planted. Feet hip distance apart. Front hand, right hand on the front hip. Inhale, reach up high. With the opposite left hand, exhale, reach as far forward as you can. Cross it over. Hands coming to the outside of the front leg. Shin, ankle, or towards the floor beside the front foot. Try and lift up the knees already here. So spread out the toes as a base. Really plant the sole of the foot flat. And then lift up the kneecaps. If that's not possible, if it's a lot on the hamstrings. Good for you for listening to yourself and bend into them a little bit, but keep trying to lift. Hand onto the hip, head reaching away from those hips, so long line still in the spine, and then twisting to the sky. You can also reach the arm up towards the sky. Keep on twisting. Remembering these fingers at the top. Deep breaths. A little bit of a pause here, hey? Alright, so bend the front knee, hand onto the hip again. Tuck the back toes underneath and then walk that back foot back so that you're in a lunge position. Lift on up with the body and then reach the front arm, so the right arm around towards the left back leg, twisting around that front leg, reaching up with the opposite arm into twisted warrior. So again, trying to reach as high as you can while bending low in the knees and just twisting the spine. Deep breaths. Spread out those toes. One last inhale. Exhale, come back forwards, tuck the back heel down, clasp the hands behind you, open the chest to the sky. Inhale, and you can always stay here, or you can come down to humble warrior, body in front, in between that front leg and the rest of the room, arms reaching up overhead. Deep breaths. Always flowing with the breath. One last inhale. And one last exhale. And then reach the body up. Arms up to the sky. Warrior one. Exhale, plant the hands beside each side of the front foot. Tuck the back toes underneath. Step it back, high plank. Pelvis into line. Elbows down. Inhale. Upwards facing dog. Exhale. Downwards facing dog. One deep breath here. Spread out the fingers. And we're looking forwards. Walk or step to the front of your mat. Big toes together. Half lift. Lengthen the spine. Exhale, fold over. Squeeze those legs together. Bend the knees. Sweep the fingertips along the mat. Come on up. Bent knees. Chair pose. Inhale. Exhale, stand on up. Mountain pose. Good. Take a breather. Recenter. Congratulate yourself. So step the right foot back. Turn both feet out, moving into goddess pose for a moment, opening out the hips in a little sequence. So bend the knees and have a look at the knees and see if the toes are facing the same way. If not, move them in, move them out, match the knees and look after your joints. So we're sitting down and we're scooping those thighs underneath, so squeezing the muscles through the back, underneath and out the front, reaching the arms wide so that we can lift up the belly button. You can also reach the arms into the sky, palms together. We'll take a few pulses here, so we're going to lengthen up the kneecaps, lift up. Exhale, scoop those thighs underneath you. So inhale to reach, exhale to press down. Not just sitting down, but using the muscles. Inhale, exhale. One more time, inhale. Exhale. Hands come to prayer position. Hold here for a few breaths. Really squeezing those thighs, looping them underneath. Spread out the toes. One more deep breath. Inhale, lift up, turn both toes in now. Maybe shuffle a little bit further back so you've got room in front of you. Clasp the arms behind you. Inhale. Exhale, fold forward, leading with the chest, taking the arms up overhead, wide-legged fold with clasped arms. Lengthen up the knees if you can. A few breaths here. One more. Inhale. Hands leading up. Reach all the way, stand back up. Take a moment if you're a little bit dizzy. Alright, turn out those toes again. Bend off to one side, Skandasana, arms coming onto the one thigh, other leg extended. Come as low as you can, reaching for the ground if that's available for you right now. Even coming into this kind of half squat position into a full Skandasana. You can reach the arms wide if that feels good. We're just going to take one breath here. Alright, see if you can twist and bring hands onto either side of the front foot. Turn the hips towards the front, drop the back knee down into a low lunge. Untuck the back toes, come up with the body, hands onto the thigh. Make sure the foot is further forward than the knee. Or reaching into the sky, maybe opening the back a little bit, deep breaths, sinking those hips down. One more deep breath. Exhale, bring one hand, so the opposite hand to the front leg, down beside the front foot, reach the other hand forwards, twist it around. And then reaching up and over, back towards the front, reach the front leg long, hip reaching back into this half split pose. You can bring your hands beside the front foot, scooping up the belly, lengthening the spine. Again, one breath here, you can come low with the elbows. And then bending back into that low lunge position, turn the feet out again into your Skandasana. So either low onto the floor or higher up onto that leg. Through goddess pose, we're reaching to the other side. So coming to the other side, lengthening the opposite leg, coming as low as you can into Skandasana. Opening out the chest. One breath here. And exhale, hands on either side of the front foot, hips towards the back of the mat now, over that front leg, back knee down. Make sure the front foot is further forward than the front knee, reaching up with those arms, hands onto the thigh or in the sky. Deep breaths. We'll take 2 deep breaths. Alright, opposite hand down beside that front foot. Reach forward with the same arm as front leg. Twist it around towards the back. Lengthen up and over, back to the front. Either side of the front foot with those hands, while lifting up the front knee, lengthening the front leg, hip reaching back to join the other. One breath. You can bring those elbows low if it feels good. Keep lifting, strengthening the knee. And then bend back forwards, low lunge. Keep it moving up in the chest. Come back into that Skandasana pose. Towards the long edge of your mat. Come back into center, into your goddess pose. Lengthen up the legs, turn those toes back in, clasp the hands behind the back. One more time, forwards fold, inhale. Exhale, lengthen over, folding down. We're only going to take 1 or 2 breaths here. And then inhale, rise all the way up. Taking care if you're a little dizzy, and step together into the middle of your mat, mountain pose. Good, okay, so we're going to take a little balance. There's 3 options available to you. We're just going to go straight on into it. So the first, as always, probably is tree pose. So any leg that you like, either to the ankle, through the center, to the calf, through the center to the top of the thigh, and hands into prayer position or up above the head. So everyone take this pose to start with, see how you feel, see where you feel comfortable, and then find the pose that's right for you. So the second option then, if you want to go any deeper or any different, you could do a toe hold, so either reaching for the knee or reaching for the big toe with the first two fingers, and then trying to extend that foot forward as much as you can. And in following with the opening of the hips we just did and the tree pose, we can open the leg to the side. So again, you can do this while holding onto the knee. It's the same pose, different body, or you can use holding onto that big toe still either with a bent leg or stretching it out. Looking over opposite shoulder maybe for a little extra challenge. So we'll just stay here for a few breaths for a moment. And then wherever you are, come back to center and gently lift up as you lengthen that leg down. We'll repeat that on the other side. So tree pose of choice, up through center. Find if you feel good. First, find your foundation here. Or if you want to, move into the toe or knee hold, lengthening it to the front and then taking it to the side. Wherever you are, take a few breaths for a moment in your toe hold or your tree pose. One more deep breath. And then bring the leg back to center. Exhale. Lengthen up with the body as you gently lift that leg back down. Okay, so you can either repeat that balance of choice, maybe try the next step if that feels available to you right now, or I'm going to offer you a new and a different balance pose to give a go. And this is called a bird of paradise. So you can bring the knee up into a kind of tree pose but lift the knee higher. So if that's available to you, this next pose will be great for you. If not, carry on with the poses that you were doing before and really center yourself, really celebrate your body and what you can achieve. So if you want to get into bird of paradise, you're going to try and bring the same arm as leg underneath the thigh of that leg that you've lifted, trying to reach around your back with the other arm to clasp the two together, opening out the hip. If this is available to you, maybe it's a bit further forwards, maybe it's further round, this will be great. So staying here and then eventually lifting the leg up towards the sky by lengthening the knee. Any area is good in your body, whatever feels good. You can also get to this pose from the ground, a little bit more challenging on the balance, but maybe a little bit easier on the hip. So I'll give you that option. You'll have the legs hip distance apart and then you'll bend down in between the legs. So then you'll bring that arm around the leg you want to lift. You can pop the heel up and then bring the other arm around the back. So this will be a first step. Maybe you want to try this first and then bring the weight into the supporting leg that you're going to be standing on, lifting up. This is the challenge on the balance, to then be up into the air, into standing, and again lifting that knee, lengthening the foot towards the sky. So that's your bird of paradise. So again, we're going to go into that either tree pose, toe hold, or try your pose, this new pose. Lifting up the knee, wrapping the arms around, reaching them behind the back, and then lengthening that leg towards the sky, or keeping it bent, keeping it further forward, or trying to open it around. Wherever you are, even if your foot, both feet even, are on the floor, celebrate yourself, enjoy what you feel is good, what feels good in your body, what your body is telling you is the right thing to do right now, and congratulate yourself for listening to your needs and to your strength and what you need right now. So really tuning into that, tuning into your breath and focusing more on feeling the sensations in your body. Deep breaths. One more deep breath. Exhale, knee down, knee to center. drop it down, and we'll repeat that on the other side. So either tree pose, toe pose, or your bird of paradise, lifting the knee up on the other side, wrapping those arms around, opening up the hip, maybe staying here, or lifting the foot towards the sky. Deep breaths. Spread out the toes, lift up in the chest still. Even if the leg's further forward, see if you can lift up the head, open out the chest. Maybe your knee's still bent and it's a little bit further forward, that's great, that's fine. One more deep breath. Exhale, bring the knee down into center, and we're dropping down, planting down. So moving straight down to the floor for last few stretches on the floor. Inhale, lengthen up. You can keep the arms down. Exhale, fold over those legs. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, plant the hands, step it back to high plank, lower down. Inhale, upwards facing dog. This is our last vinyasa flow, so really lift the chest high. Exhale, rock it back, last downwards facing dog. Really stretch it out, any kinks from the tension in balance. Then come down onto those knees, bring the toes together and stretch, sit down onto those heels into child's pose, arms reaching long, head. See if you can bring the forehead down to connect with your mat, with your ground. So really stretching the spine long and letting go with the neck. Deep breaths. Take a few more deep breaths, starting to slow down that breath as we move towards the end of the practice, deepening your exhales and letting go of any more tension that still remains in your body. Knowing that you've made it to the ground towards the end of the class, and you can just connect in with your body and with your space, with your ground. One more deep breath. Exhale, sit on up onto your heels. Sit off to one side, swing those legs around. And then you can turn towards the long edge of your mat or keep facing forwards. If you have the room, we're going to do a wide-legged fold. So bring your legs into a nice little angle, not anything crazy. Reaching your hands forwards or reaching for the shins, for the ankles, hooking those big toes with the first two fingers. Inhale, lengthen the chest towards the sky, and we're leading forwards as we fold with the heart center, so the spine is long and we're lengthening into those hips. So stretching down where you can let go. You can keep those hands onto the ground. Elbows maybe can come down. You can maybe reach those hands forwards as you let go, or if you're folding all the way to the ground, you can keep those hands onto those feet. As you lengthen down, take the head off to one side. Wherever you are, take a deep breath and exhale, let go into the pose. I'm going to stay here for a few breaths. So focus all your attention on your exhales and your inhales. Rising up, filling with air as you inhale. And exhaling, sinking deeper, letting go. This is our last real stretch before the end. Feel free to change your position as time goes on, as you open up. Zoning in, focusing into that breath. Just a few more breaths here, so keep breathing. Let go of any thoughts that hook on in. Focus only on feeling your breath in your body, maybe feeling the weight of your body on the ground, connecting in. One more deep breath. Exhale, rise up with that body. Swing the legs back together at the front of your mat, and we're going to roll down all the way to your back. Bend your knees, plant your feet, hip distance apart, hands coming beside your body. Inhale, roll those hips up towards the sky, bridge pose. You can clasp the hands behind the back. Imagine you've got a beach ball between your legs that you're squeezing together without moving those legs inwards any more than hip distance, so that you can engage the underneath of the legs. Lifting up the belly button, maybe tucking the chin a little bit to lengthen the neck. Spread out the toes. Last little strength exercise. Inhale, unclasp the hands. Exhale, roll down one vertebrae at a time from the top to the bottom. And we're going to lengthen the legs along the mat, further than hip distance apart or to the corners of your mat. Turn your palms up and give a little bit of space between your arms and your body. Tuck that chin again a little bit to lengthen the neck. One deep inhale. Feel your chest rising. Exhale completely. Deflate, let it all go. Shavasana. We'll take a few breaths here. Every time you exhale, let go a little bit more. We built up all that energy, we moved through all that tension, let it all go. We tried some new things, stimulated ourselves, our mind, our learning. And now we're letting it all go, easing back in to ourselves, to our calm. Let go of any tension in your face, in your jaw, in your chest, in your wrists, your belly, hips, knees, feet. Feel your ground. Feel the air around you, the sounds coming in. And take one more deep inhale. Last exhale. Knees come up to the chest. Roll over onto the right side. Plant the top hand down. Lengthen the top leg. Press. Come all the way up and find a comfortable cross-legged position. To just take a final moment. Hands onto the knees. Inhale. And exhale. Welcome back. So I want to thank you for joining in this class today. I hope that you enjoyed it, and I hope to see you again next time.